right, hello everybody. Welcome to Taped Crusaders, the podcast that reviews every piece of shit superhero movie ever made. I'm your co-host Mike Allen, as always, I'm joined by Bex Luthor.
Except for this week, where we definitely don't talk about a piece of shit, right?
So, okay, we're getting into the territory of like movies that I think we probably saw in the theater when they came out, right?
Yes.
And I just remember kind of being indifferent to this movie and not hating it, but just being indifferent to it. What about you?
Did we say what movie we're reviewing?
Oh, we should probably say that. Fantastic Four, 2005.
We should have been like, let's have them guess. Let's just talk about the movie, and then you can guess which one we're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, I was a child, and I loved this movie as a child. I remember having the DVD, and it was one of my first DVDs, and watching it all the time.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, no, that's fine though. I mean, it seems like it's aimed at a younger audience, right?
Upon watching this as an adult, I'm not so sure.
Okay.
But this is my favorite kind of bad movie. We've
Right.
watched a lot of bad stuff that sucked and was boring and pissed me off. I had a great time. I love this movie. I will always love this movie. I think I have this like nostalgia for it, but also it is so bad
Hey, but look, I don't want
in
to.
the best way.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want to start doing what is that called? You know how people say that it's like they apologize for the Star Wars prequels. What's that called? Is it just called apology?
Like an apologist? Like a Star
Kind
Wars
of. I don't want to be
apologist?
I don't want to be an apologist for
I will.
old superhero movies, like shitty ones. But there's something about this movie. It's very superficial and it's very almost like CW, people like stereotypical characters and broad strokes. But it's also very simple and straightforward. Like especially if you're comparing it to the new 2025 Fantastic Four, that movie, the story is like zigzagging. You never know what's supposed to be important, what isn't. Are they trying to be funny? Are they not? This movie, it's very clear, like, okay, here are the people. Here's the guy who's obviously bad.
Yeah.
They go on this thing. This thing happens to them. They have superpowers. It's very basic, but in a good way, right? Like, what do you think?
So basically what you're saying, Mike, is that this Fantastic Four 2005 is much better than Fantastic Four 2025.
I'm not saying that.
I am.
Really?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No. Okay. I don't think I could, with every feminist bone in my body, say that this movie is a better representation of Sue Storm than the 2025 one.
Right.
But God, is it charming. In such a nice, like you said, it's simple.
Yeah.
There's characters, they go to space, they come back, they fight the bad guy. That's it. Nothing.
That's it.
That's it.
There's no themes. There's no subtext, right? There's no twists. It's just
there's no reference to real world events. There's
right.
There's just bad jokes all throughout. I'm not trying to see if this is a comedy or if it's not a comedy. I know they were trying to make it funny. It's not, but I could see the attempt. It sure is a movie, and I think everyone needs to. I feel like we sometimes talk about these movies where you don't need to see this movie. Everyone should go back and rewatch this with their fully developed brains now. I know some people were adults when this came out, but I wasn't. So now with my fully developed adult brain, going back and watching this was so much fun. But also, dear God.
Okay, let's put it this way. We don't really need to talk about the plot. We pretty much already covered the plot.
They fight Dr. Doom.
Yeah, that's literally it. But why don't we just talk about the characters, and then that'll kind of bring up other points about the movie. So we'll start with Sue Storm, because you already mentioned her.
Oh, Jessica Alba.
I actually think she's fine as Sue Storm. What do you think?
Oh, Jessica Alba. I'm so sorry. Again, there was nobody who was going to do this and make it better.
Right.
Of no fault of hers. I did read that once Jessica Alba was cast, they added her getting naked in her underwear scene.
Of course.
Ooh.
Ridiculous. Yep.
So, I think this version of Sue is bad, and I don't like it. And Jessica Alba does the best job possible in 2005
Sure. Okay. Okay.
for a character that they specifically called the Invisible Girl and not the Invisible Woman.
Oh, you're saying they should have called her Invisible Woman?
Well, girl implies child. And
Sure, but she was Invisible Girl up until 1985 or so, right?
Yes, but I do not like that also. It's again.
Is she woman in the new movie?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
Especially considering she literally has a baby.
Yeah.
Calling
that's
her
a
a
good
girl
point.
would be very like
Sure.
we call a lot of adult women girls, and I feel like there's definitely a separation there. I
Sure.
don't like that when it like I compare it to like Marvel Girl.
Sure.
She's a child when she's originally
She's
called
a
Marvel
teenager.
Girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's underage. She's a girl. Oh man, 2005. What a rough time to be a lady, eh? They're
Well-
Jessica, we're gonna need you to be naked for this one. I thought this was a
Mhm.
family movie about comic book. Yeah,
Mhm.
it is.
Mhm.
But also, your love interest is gonna be the absolute worst.
Yeah, that was unnecessary, eh?
Everything.
Well, wait, because no, but I mean, I'm talking about even the Doctor Doom thing at the beginning, because in the beginning she's with Doctor Doom.
Except she's not. They like retcon it at the
Yeah,
end.
that
Where she
was
goes,
weird.
actually, he just like liked me and proposed
Yeah.
to me, but we weren't in a relationship. I was
Yeah,
like, girl, are you sure?
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, the whole Doom is in love with Sue thing puts an unnecessary strain on Doom and Reed's relationship that doesn't
Right.
need that because it already has the reason that they don't like each other, or more
Right.
specifically, that reason why Victor doesn't like Reed. But
Right,
also
right,
he
right.
wants to steal his girlfriend, and they do that in the reboot as well. For some reason, he could just hate a man. He doesn't need his girl.
Which reboot? You mean the Fan Four Stick?
Yeah, the Fan Four Stick.
Oh, okay. Okay, so let's jump around here. Well, we might as well do the siblings. Johnny Storm, played by Chris Evans, more famously known as Captain America now.
God, I forgot that Chris Evans was a douchebag in all of his early work. And I love
Yes.
him. He's such a good douchebag.
He's perfect. Like, let's be clear, he is overacting and it's annoying, but he is perfect for this role.
I feel like I don't think I would like it as much if he wasn't overacting. I feel like it's such a cartoony movie.
Sure.
That Doom is so outrageous and the powers are outrageous and the sets are outrageous that it works.
Sure.
Obviously, his womanizing is also like way over the top.
Of course,
and
yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
But God, he's so good.
Yeah.
And I
he's
hate
perfect.
that people ever made Chris Evans feel like he wasn't good, because he's great as Johnny
He is.
Storm,
He's really good.
especially in early 2000s Johnny Storm.
Well, and let's be clear, this new guy they got to play Johnny Storm, I'm sorry, I thought he was terribly miscast.
Oh, you don't like him? I think he's a big sweetheart.
No, I don't like him at all. Not at all.
Oh, he's very much a 2026 ladies man, where he's respectful and and he learns your language to communicate with you.
Okay, can we talk about what's important though? Which one is better looking?
Ooh, Chris Evans.
Yeah, of course. And that's what I mean. Like, I think the new guy is like very not normal looking. Like, he doesn't.
But he's
not at all.
definitely like very current pretty boy.
Okay.
Like, he's very cheekbones and like
Mhm.
curly hair and all that. The girls love a Timothy Chalamet.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
They love those weird skinny boys and their
Mhm.
cheekbones. But in 2005, we liked Chris Evans.
Right.
And
Oh,
also
yeah.
in 2012 and 2026, we like Chris Evans.
Right. And the thing is getting back to his characterization, everything was fine. And again, like you said, it was over the top, like with how many girls he was with, and he was always had two on his arms. And then like all of a sudden he's gonna, in the middle of the story, just start doing motorcycle tricks and all that. Like they're gonna spend like 15 minutes of screen time and $20 million to do this gigantic spectacle that has nothing to do with the plot.
Yeah, but
And
it's
then-
sick.
And then he's doing skiing. Then he's skiing with that girl. And then he when he like literally crashes and burns, and then he burns himself into like this big hole, and then he's naked and he's like, "Do you want to join me?" And she just like drops the skis.
Yeah, he makes a hot tub, obviously.
Yeah,
and this is the first time he's used his powers and caught on fire from being in space. And his first instinct was like, "Well, my dick's already out. Let's go, I guess." And,
right.
And like that's why I like this movie is not as much of a kids movie as I remember it being. There's definitely a little bit of both Sue and Johnny are naked in this movie.
That's true. Yeah. And the thing is, like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just going to say, that's why it reminds me of CW, because CW was aimed squarely at teenagers. So CW shows like Smallville always had a little bit of sexual innuendo and a little bit of, not nudity, but, you know, like a tight t-shirt or tight jeans or, you know, whatever. And that's what this movie is like. That's the same audience is aiming at. And we should remind our audiences, this was a box office hit. It actually did make a decent amount of money.
They made another one.
Yeah, exactly. They made a sequel. So it was a decent hit. In fact, I think I read that one of the only reasons they didn't do a third one is because Marvel Studios stole Chris Evans to do Captain America.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I hope that that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Because the second one's better.
Well, I don't remember. I've only seen it maybe twice, but we'll be reviewing it soon. So, right?
That's exciting. I'm excited.
Yep.
But there's a scene in this movie, back to Johnny Storm, where they're cooped up in the Baxter building, right? Because of course it's the Baxter building. Everything in here is comic book accurate, kind of. Where the Thing is sleeping and Johnny's trying to get him to put whipped cream on his hand and like smack himself in the face.
Yes.
And I just remember as a kid being like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I'll rewatching it as an adult, still funny.
It was legitimately funny, right?
Still funny. It's adorable how Chris Evans is so gleeful when he finally gets to do it. I'm like, oh, they're like brothers, like a family, and they have like family banter. And I will say this for this movie, the four of them, their dynamics together are very good.
Yes, I agree. I bought it.
Reed and Ben are best friends. Sue loves her brother even though he's an asshole. Johnny's an asshole to Ben. Like, Ben and Sue have this sisterly, brotherly relationship. It feels real.
I totally agree.
Which is something I really liked in the 2025 one as well. I really like the dynamic, and something that's completely missing in the Fan-Fourtastic one. I don't believe any of those people like each other.
No, that movie was so abysmal. You're right. I do like the relationship, and I felt like the rapport between Johnny and Ben in this one was better than the 2025 one. I really do. Like the way that Chris Evans was so gleeful about playing these pranks, and the pranks were actually pretty funny, like you said. It just made it feel more real. I don't know. It's like this movie, it's interesting because it's like, it's a little bit, it's obviously superficial. And like we said, there's no themes, there's no nothing, but they got that right. They got the characters right. It's just that there was no depth to the story.
Yeah, it's a very simplified version, but I feel like if this was like an animated cartoon, I'd be hooked because it'd be like very easy to digest. Like, I understand who everyone is and how they're connected already. I believe that these characters know each other before the movie starts.
Yep.
Like, when Johnny fucks off and goes to the X Games for some reason, Ben comes back and just smashes his car.
Yep. I know, right?
Like, I'm like, he's pissed, but he's not going to hurt him.
Yeah.
It's like, it feels genuine. It's well written in a weird way.
Yeah, there's something more genuine about, okay, let's jump to the Thing. Like, for example, the way that the Thing interacts with people in this, it's closer to the comic book, I think, than the new 2025 one. Like, when Ben goes, I think he goes to Yancey Street in the new one, but the way he's interacting with his kids feels a little bit, it's almost like the new one's trying too hard to be serious and be taken seriously. And this one is just like, no, we're just going to have fun.
I think the difference in the other ones too is because like this is a universe where they just got their powers, so obviously the thing is
Okay.
still very scary versus the new movie that's a very established, he's a hero.
Right.
Everyone knows him, loves him, like understands who he is. He's
Right.
been the astronaut who got turned into the thing. The thing helps the children, like he's at a church or like a synagogue in the new
Mhm.
movie, right? Whereas this one, he has just turned into the thing. His fiance has just left him. Everyone's terrified, and he doesn't believe he'll ever be normal Ben again, and now he's a rock monster for the rest of his life.
Mhm.
Which is really, really funny in the scene where his fiance rejects him because like they meet up in the night and she's like, I can't do this.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
then on the bridge, she comes back to see him and takes off her ring and leaves it on the bridge. And I'm like, girl, he knew you didn't want him. That's so mean.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that
So
that
like
was.
no wonder he's so sad.
I mean, it's not like the standards are high, but that scene was a little too melodramatic for even this
It's-
movie,
Yeah,
right?
like I already thought she had left him. We didn't need
Yeah.
to be given the ring back. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
He's a rock monster, and she
Mhm.
can't deal with that. So like in this one, I understand he's a little bit more like people are scared of him because they're like,
Sure.
I don't know what this thing is.
Mhm.
I don't like that they gave them reasons why all their names were the like in the scene where Johnny gives them all names. I hate that. I hate
I
that
know.
so much.
Yeah.
I feel like every movie that tries to over-explain a character's name
Yes.
always does it the worst possible way. It gave me like Han Solo
Solo.
vibes
What's
from
your
the
name?
film.
So you're by yourself. What should I got it? Yeah, I know.
It's like, no, that's just his last name. Why does it
I
need
know.
why? So when they had dedicate a whole 10 minutes of this movie to Johnny explaining everyone's name, whereas they also earlier in the movie spend an extra 10 minutes explaining why everyone got the power that they did. It's like, oh, Reed, you're always stretching yourself too thin, and
Wait, okay. My memory screwed up. Was that in this movie or the old Roger Corman one? Was that scene in this movie?
well, they like talk about like before they get their powers. They're all talking
Okay.
about the problems that they have, and they talk about how
Okay.
Reed stretches himself too thin, which I think is a callback to the Roger Corman movie.
Yes. Okay. 'Cause-
But then they talk about Sue feeling invisible, and
right.
like,
Yes. Okay. And
I was
'cause
like, I get it.
the problem is that I saw the Roger Corman one a year ago. Then I saw this one. Then I just watched the half in the bag review of both of them together. So I'm mixing up which parts were in which movie. But
I
okay,
know,
what
I
you
do that all the time.
Yeah. What do you think
I
about?
thought the dancing scene was in this movie where Reed Richards does his weird stretchy dance, but that's on the next one.
Okay.
And I was really bummed that I missed it. but
Okay.
We'll
It's
talk
coming
about
soon.
it next time. Yeah.
What about what's his name? Michael Chiklis? Is that his name? As
He's
the thing?
great.
He is
He's
good.
great.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's the
Like-
thing is it's cast really well.
And he's actually a respected actor, right? Like he's a real actor.
Yeah. Like
The only thing I don't like about him is I think when he becomes the thing, his voice is over the top.
yeah.
Like if I'm gonna be picky, at least in the new movie, I don't think he does a funny voice. I think he just uses his normal voice as the thing, right?
Yeah, I don't think his voice changes.
Which is I can understand why you'd expect the guy to change, but really he should just have his normal voice, I think.
I mean, his vocal cords have turned to rocks. They explain in this movie that all of his organs have turned into rocks.
Okay, that's a good point.
So
Which means his lungs are also rocks, but whatever.
yeah, and also just Michael Chiklis in that giant suit probably sounded a lot different.
Sure. Also, I got to give him props. He was in a suit. It wasn't
He was
CGI.
in a suit, and I believe that was Michael Chiklis was also like, it has to be a suit because
Yep.
I think he like is a fan, right? Like
Sure.
he was a fan of the comics, and 10 out of 10 decision. I feel like if this was Ang Lee's The Hulk all over again, I would not have the nostalgia for this movie that I do because the suit, it looks good and it still looks good.
Yep.
Watching it 20 years later, oh my god, I almost
agree.
threw up.
Yeah, like
20 years later.
I know, 20 years. I know, because I remember seeing it in the theater. But like in a perfect world, the Rocks would be a little bit closer to the comic book. But I think they were going for the earlier thing when he was more lumpy.
Yeah.
But whatever. But it was fine. It was fine.
And I'm sure they did different designs, and obviously, like, he needs to move in it,
yeah,
right? So
that's
you have
true,
to make
that's
sure
true.
that that also like the suit is movable, but also durable.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is why there's like 800 Godzilla suits, right? Because like it was
True.
dudes fighting in them. So like they have to figure something out that way. So sometimes you've got to cut design in order for it to work.
Practicability anyway.
Yeah. But the thing is good in this one. Yeah, like you said, he's over the top, but they all are. So it's
Sure.
not like it's, except for Sue. Sue's a little bit not over the top, but she's the girl. So she wasn't allowed to have feelings.
I do kind of like the way that Sue is kind of the most level-headed, and in a way she's almost the leader, because it's almost like she's the mother of these three boys that are acting like idiots acting like idiots all the time and fighting. So I kind of like that.
Well, Sue Storm is the mother of all superheroes, right? So she is everyone's mom, and that's the best part of her. So like, obviously, she's not a mom in this one, but she definitely mothers her brother a lot. And tries to explain emotions to Reed, which is very funny. I love that their relationship didn't work out because he doesn't understand girls, but not in a way that most boys don't understand girls. He just doesn't get it. He's like, I don't understand why we broke up. She's like, what do you mean? You weren't like there for me emotionally. He's like, I don't understand how they do that. She's like, just think about me sometimes instead of thinking about everything else. Like it was a very, very shallow interpretation of their relationship, but I got it right away. Like they're not over each other. She's pissed. She wants it to work, but Reed is Reed, and he's kind of an idiot when it comes to his wife.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think this movie is superficial, but it's accurate. So anyone who likes the comics should like this, and any general audience that doesn't know the comics, they at least they walk away understanding, okay, I get what the Fantastic Four is, right? Yeah. Whereas with Fanforstic, what the hell was that? This body horror, David Cronenberg, depressing piece of confusing crap, right?
I don't even know who any of those characters were. The only one in Fantastic that I remember is Sue Storm's really bad wig.
Oh God, I forgot.
She's my favorite character.
She wore it only parts of the movie. She only wore it for the reshoots. Apparently.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is way worse than if she was just a brunette suddenly. Yeah. So we talked about the three. Oh, the man himself, Mr. Fantastic, Ioan.
Yeah. The actor who
Gruffudd?
I've never seen before, never seen since.
He was in a lot of stuff. Too bad I've never heard of any of it.
I mean, he's a fine actor, but I think he is not quite appropriate for Reed Richards, and he's probably my least favorite. He's okay, but he's not great. What do you think? He's
definitely my least favorite, but I do really like him.
Okay.
I mean, he's going up against freaking Pedro Pascal and Miles Teller, so it's really, really hard to be like, yeah, he's not the best of the three. Yeah, because the other two are two of the greatest actors currently working.
That's a good point.
But I like him. I like him a lot. I think he's a goofy Reed. He's definitely the goofiest of the three. He's the least serious. His powers are the best, though.
You know, he uses his powers as Mr. Fantastic more than Pedro Pascal does. Pedro Pascal barely uses Mr. Fantastic powers.
His Mr. Fantastic powers include stretching his arms and his legs. And at least in this one, he makes himself super skinny to get under the door. He creates he's like entire bed sheet and he wraps around Dr. Doom. Like in the comics, Reed turns into some crazy shit.
Like a parachute or
I want Reed to be a kite in the next movie. Franklin needs to be flying a kite and it's his dad.
Yep.
Like that. That's what it should be.
And with CGI, they can do anything. So why don't they, right?
Well, if you remember the stretching in the Fanforstic, it's grotesque.
Yeah. Well, because they tried to be too realistic, right?
Well, and like when we saw it in the theaters, I remember a mother had to take her child out of the theater because he was crying. He was so upset about it. Do you not remember that?
No, I don't remember that. No.
It's the scene.
I was there with you. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the scene when they all start showcasing powers and Reed's getting all rubbery and then Johnny catches on fire in the facility for the first time and a child starts crying and his mom takes him out of the theater. I think we mentioned it in our Fanforstic review. But in this one, it's just silly. It's not gross.
Right, as it should be.
Utilized a little. Unfortunately, Sue's powers aren't utilized that well in this one, but at least Reed's stretchy
Right.
to a bet. I think this is the best the stretchy's been, which is unfortunate.
I
I want
agree.
Pedro Pascal to turn into shapes in the next movie.
Agree.
I need him to just squish that man, please.
Mhm.
Because otherwise, what's the point?
I agree. I totally agree. Yeah.
One of my favorite Reed Richards moments is actually in the Lego games, the Lego Marvel games, where if there's like an idle animation where you can just like turn Reed into different things, and he just turns into a teapot. And I'm like, yes, he just could be a teapot for fun.
If they can 3D print it, he can turn into it, right?
Exactly.
Mm.
But instead, we'll just stretch his arms so he can write on the chalkboard really fast.
Right. Okay, so there's one lead actor left, and that's the guy who played Doctor Doom.
And his name is?
I don't know.
It is Julian McMahon, right?
Okay, honestly, the whole movie, I got a vibe of who's the guy that played Spike in Buffy?
Ooh, that's a good. I couldn't tell you. I know who that is.
I can't remember his name, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Didn't you get that same vibe from this guy? But like, I thought Spike was better, that actor.
Yeah, no. I will hear no slander
about Julian McMahon.
About Julian McMahon, and he being the reason I love Doctor Doom.
Really?
Because when I saw this movie as a kid, I was like, oh, that guy. And then I started reading comic books, and I was like, oh, this guy.
Okay, this is interesting because I just think he's kind of generic, to be honest.
Yeah, but he's pretty.
Okay. I don't know.
I will say this: after enjoying the movie as a child and going back and reading the comic books, this is not Doctor Doom.
Right.
This is the bad guy in the movie. I have a fondness for him because of my nostalgia, but he's not Doctor Doom. Unfortunately, we have not seen a screen-accurate adaptation of Doctor Doom.
This is true. And are we ever going to? I doubt it. Not anytime soon.
Also doubt it, unfortunately. But I want to see the Doom that hates Reed, that has magic, that has his Doom bots, that lives in Latveria. Can we show Doom in Latveria? Just one scene. Right. I want to see him there. That's his country. He rules it. Can he be there?
That's the thing is, they keep forgetting, first of all, that he's Romani. And it can at least get like someone who's like Eastern European to play this role, to give him that vibe and show that he's royalty, like you said.
Yeah, you don't think Robert Downey Jr. is Eastern European enough?
No, he's clearly not. And neither is this guy.
No. And the brief mention of him being from Latveria is just a passing line. Like it's nothing to this character's backstory at all. He's just like a very, very wealthy man who hates Reed.
Like the intern who was on set that day, like wrote it into the script just because, oh yeah, that one person remembered. By the way, let's put that in.
Yeah, we should show that in. Yeah, we own the rights to that, so let's just use it.
Yeah, right.
Just in case they try to take it from us later.
Yeah.
I think for this movie, it works fine as just like a generic bad guy.
Okay. He was okay. Yeah, he was fine.
I'd say he looks okay.
Sure.
It looks fine. The powers are incorrect.
Yeah, the powers. I mean, I can understand that they want to tie it in with the FF's cosmic rays accident, so that they have to make his powers come from that. I don't personally think they need to do that, but whatever. That's what they're going for. It was okay.
Yeah, and I feel like it was a reason why they did that in the Fantastic adaptation as well, because
forgot about that. Yeah,
they were like, "Oh, we got to tie Doom to their origin." And I was like, "Actually, we don't."
Yeah, exactly.
They're not. Doom isn't part of the family here.
Yep.
Like he is kind of now, with like especially in the comics, because he's like Valeria's godfather and all that jazz. But like, his origin is not the Fantastic Four's origin. No. He comes from a different place. He has his own backstory. He has his own dead mom trauma. And his disfigurement is his own fault. So, like, I feel like that's a big part of Doom's character is his vanity and his narcissism. And when you tie his origin to Reed, just gives him another reason to hate Reed and realize. But like his hatred for Reed is supposed to be kind of irrational. Like he doesn't like Reed Richards because Reed's smarter than him.
Mm-hmm.
And because Reed warned him that his experiments were dangerous, and then they ended up being dangerous, and he lost his face.
Right.
But instead, they give the audience a reason to be like, oh, you know what? Maybe Reed sucks. Maybe he's right. Maybe Doom is right. But it does make a more shallow villain in that way. He's very one-dimensional in this, because he's like, Reed's research made my face gross, and now I hate him even more.
Yeah, I think all the characters are pretty much one-dimensional, but like at least they're easily identifiable. Like I think this movie is extreme in one direction and Fantastic is extreme in the other. They're trying to be realistic, but they suck all of the fun and the life out of it, right?
Yeah, it was made in a bad time when everything needed to be gritty and real, and that's just not what the Fantastic Four is.
No,
that's not their
all.
purpose. Their purpose, especially even in modern comics, their purpose is like the future foundation and joy and family and hope and bringing life to universes and that kind of stuff. And it's not gritty realism. And obviously, Fantastic was only made so that Fox could keep the rights for the movie. Like, it wasn't made out of any passion project. Nobody involved in that movie gave a shit, and you can really, really tell.
Right.
But I feel like somebody gave a shit in this movie. I agree. Production of this movie, a couple people, they genuinely cared enough to at least make it a movie that's like, oh yeah, that's about the Fantastic Four. I can tell that's Johnny and that's Ben and that's Sue and that's Reed.
I agree. I totally agree. I think there's only one actor we really need to talk about, and that's the woman that played Alicia Silverstone or
Alicia Masters.
Alicia Masters. What's her name again?
The actress? Kerry Washington.
I mean, I don't know if I've seen her before. Maybe I have.
I think she's famous.
She was good, though. She was good.
She's in a lot of stuff. Oh, yeah. She's in, like, Django Unchained, and she's Golden Globe winner.
Okay.
Yeah. Kerry Washington is probably the most famous person in this movie.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I thought she was fine. She was good, right?
Yeah, they gave her, like, 10 minutes of screen time, and I get it. Her just randomly going up to the thing and touching his face was really, like, I understand she's blind.
Yeah.
But this is a man you don't know.
They could have set it up a little bit better. Yeah, like had it on date 3 instead of the first 5 seconds.
Or like she comes and sits next to him and they chit chat at the bar for a little bit. She just like goes up. She's like, "Can I see?" Everyone else gets to see your freak face except for me. I want to see it. So she starts touching his face and she goes, "Ugh," and I'm like, "That's so rude."
Right.
And like, what's Ben gonna say? He's gonna be like, "Oh, this lady's blind, so I guess I have to let her touch my face." And then they get together at the end, and that's fine. It's fine. Yeah,
I thought it was cool. I had no problem with that.
Yeah, it's a little clumsy, but also like,
well,
I wasn't expecting this movie to handle a blind woman with grace. It couldn't handle the white woman with any sort of dignity. So
sure,
a black blind woman, Jesus, she's lucky she's in the movie.
Yeah. There you go. So I don't know what else there is to cover. The costumes look pretty good, I thought. I don't know. What do you think?
I like the costumes. I like the in-universe explanation of how they're like a second skin suit. So like those are the only clothes they can wear that can use their abilities or whatever. Like it's the only thing that stretches and all that.
Sure.
That's fine. I like that there's an explanation for it. It makes sense because a lot of their abilities would destroy regular clothes. As you see with Sue, she can't turn her clothes invisible. So she has to get naked on a bridge to use her powers. And then... Sorry?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and then in future movies, she can turn other things invisible, I guess. It's fine.
I know. And then there's the second time where she's running down the street, leaving a trail of her underwear, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, girl, don't you want those shoes? Like...
I know. Now, that being said, the actual depiction of her invisibility was pretty good.
Yeah,
right?
If we want to talk special effects, like we already talked about the stretching, it's pretty good. Some of the times, like the 3 times she uses a force field, I didn't mind.
Sure,
but I do like the invisibility where it's like that very faint shimmer, so like the audience can see her, but like clearly
Yes.
the people in universe can't.
Right.
Um, I do like the scene as well. The only part that's good on the bridge is when Johnny picks up all of her clothes and is just following her around with clothes and is like, "Oh no, my sister's naked. I have to make sure she's clothed."
Sure. Right, right,
Like,
right.
like the he's obviously a big like man or like he loves women and all that jazz,
Yeah.
but he's like still respectful of his sister.
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed
Um,
that too. Yeah. There was little nuances like that I liked.
we talked about the thing suit. The fire, obviously, fire's always been something that's been easier to CGI,
Yeah. It never looks perfect, but it was fine. I thought it was okay.
and they utilized it well. They have him not entirely on fire a lot.
Right. Yeah. Because I think in the comics they do that now too, right? He's not always on fire all the time in the comics. I think he only uses powers when he has to.
Yeah, I mean, if I could turn entirely into fire, I probably wouldn't do it unless I had to.
Right. Right. Right.
Right?
Right.
Like it's just sometimes you can just light your hand on fire and that's good
Hmm.
enough. Um, and then Doctor Doom has electrical powers, which don't make any sense, but sure.
Sure. They're fine.
I guess it's fine, and he can absorb it, and then he turns into metal. And the metal effect is fine.
It actually was pretty damn good, to be honest. Yeah, it was fine. There was no weaknesses there.
And I mean, wait till we watch the next one.
Yeah, I have a few memories from that one, but I'll hold my comments until we review it. But overall, the effects were fine. I think they didn't have a spaceship. They had like a space station at the beginning, right? That's
Well,
where they got their
it's
powers.
Doom Space Station, yeah.
Okay,
It's not theirs, because like that's the whole point is Reed ran out of money. So
right,
they have to borrow Doom's money and Space Station to do their research on the cosmic rays.
right.
Um, yeah, so no spaceship for them. I don't think they have a Fantastic Car in this one. I think that's the next
No,
one.
and the other thing too is the vibe. Like I think they got the tone right. Like if you were to just ignore the dialogue and story, the
Just ignore
lighting,
half the
yeah,
movie.
half the movie, the lighting looks like an 80s family film. Like it looks bright and warm and friendly, right?
Yeah,
That's the
I
vibe I got.
will say when we're comparing just like the way that this movie looks, especially considering some of the previous things we watched, Man Thing being one of them that I think was horribly lit.
Yeah.
Even though it was a soundstage most of the time, I forgot that I loved how movies used to look
Yep.
in the early 2000s. Like your Spider-Man, this movie look like they're bright and
Yes.
lit, and I can see people talking
Hmm.
to each other. And we're slowly, I think, coming out of that dark and moody phase of cinema, but I don't think we'll ever get back to how colorful this was.
I totally agree. Yeah, you're right. It's almost like they can't just, again, with the new one, they're trying a little bit too hard to be artsy. Not artsy, but to be taken seriously. And this movie's just like, hey, we're just having a fun family movie. We don't care.
Yeah, and I feel like it is unfortunately because of the movies before. They were like, okay, so there was one that was way too goofy, and then there
Hmm.
was one that was way too serious. So let's like do a happy middle. It's like you can do too goofy or too
Right.
serious. It just has to be also good.
Yes. Like Superman, like James Gunn's Superman.
Yeah, that one is so light and
Yeah.
fun. And I mean, it's not like there's not parts in it that I wasn't like having emotions, but like
Right.
it's very bright and fun.
Hmm.
And you can have movies that are very dark and sad and not fun, and
Hmm.
that's fine also.
Right.
But like we just have to make sure that they're also good.
Yeah. That's the key right there.
Unfortunately, our superhero movies can't they just need to be good.
Hmm.
Otherwise, why are we making them?
So there's one sort of Fantastic Four movie we haven't mentioned, The Incredibles. Are you a fan of The Incredibles?
I mean, yeah, I have eyes.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't think anyone dislikes The Incredibles. I think that's like a
And
good movie.
yeah, and let's be honest, it's better than all the Fantastic Four movies. It still is, right?
I think they understand the concept of family with superpowers better
Hmm.
than all of these movies do.
Yep.
But it's also a kids movie, which I mean, I'm not relegating that kind of content specifically to children's movies, but it's not the Fantastic Four.
No,
But it
no,
is
of course not. But even if they did a Fantastic Four movie that was exactly that tone, it would be better than what we've gotten. You know what I mean? I think.
yeah, where it's like a family movie.
Yeah, and
It doesn't need to be a comedy. It doesn't need to be this dark and gritty body horror.
right.
I just want a nice movie about a nice family that loves each other and fights bad guys.
And the story comes out of their relationships.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Can they just fight the mole man already? Like, there's certain Fantastic Four stories that I would absolutely love to see.
That's a good point, because of all the Fantastic Four movies, we've gotten Doctor Doom in every single one in some form.
He's there always.
We've gotten Galactus twice.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Mole Man kind of in the new one.
Yeah.
Right?
We don't get to see that fight happen.
No.
We just get the aftermath of the peaceful trade afterwards, which I like too. Don't get me wrong. I did like that.
But the thing is, though, is we have never really, how have we never seen a Watcher? Why did they not have the Watcher in the new movie? We didn't talk about that in our review.
He's in the What If Disney Plus series.
Okay, which I only saw one episode of.
Yeah, he's like the narrator for the whole series, and he takes you through these alternate universes, and like he's a very big character in them.
Okay.
I think the Watcher is in a Guardians of the Galaxy movie with like a Stan Lee cameo.
Oh, yes, that's right, for like 2 seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking in my head of the big Fantastic Four characters that we've never seen. Like, the Inhumans, they got their own TV show that bombed. I'm sure they'll reboot it.
We have the X-Men now. I don't know if they're going to go back to the Inhumans.
I know, but at the very least, to me, they should be supporting characters maybe in a future. Because I'm trying to think, if they've already done Galactus and they're going to do Doctor Doom, what can they do to top that? So they don't really have much left. Inhumans... Watcher,
they fucked up the Skrulls.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Skrulls. Who else is there?
Beyonder, maybe.
Yeah, that's. I'm just thinking of the early stuff. But yeah, Beyonder's in there. You know, there's who's the guy that's in the negative zone? Is it Neg? No, I don't remember his name. The guy who they find in the negative zone. I don't remember his name. Blastar. No.
Shatterstar.
No. He's like green spikes on his shoulders. Annihilus. I don't remember his name. Parax.
I cannot remember.
I'm just throwing names out. But anyway, we got to get to me, we got to get the negative zone. We've got to get
which they barely mentioned in the Fantastic.
Yeah,
they're like,
right.
They're like, this is the negative zone. It's a hellish landscape of nothingness and a small toy car.
They gotta use their imagination more and give us like a good Fantastic car and all that stuff. Like, I think they have to be fast and free with their sci-fi. Like, treat it like they can time travel at the drop of a hat. They can fly in space at the drop of a hat. Like, that's the fun. It's almost like they shouldn't worry about realism when it comes to dealing with sci-fi in Fantastic Four movies, I don't think.
Well, yeah, we already, like, Galactus is a planet-eating entity.
Right.
Like, nothing, the realism is out the window at this point.
Yeah.
They need to bring the Submariner into the Fantastic Four
There
as well.
you go. That's a good point. Why didn't they save him for this?
Well, they could do this still.
See, this is the thing, is if you remember FF Annual #1, that was the big Submariner versus the human race. That is its own movie right there, right?
Well, you could even absolutely still do that with this MCU Fantastic Four. You could, if you don't want to have the main universe MCU Submariner, you could make another universe Submariner, or even like have a crossover with them. And I think it could still work really well. $20 says in Avengers Doomsday, Sue Storm and Submariner have some sort of flirty conversation that lasts 2 seconds.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
And I think that's going to be the closest we're going to get, unfortunately. And I want Reed to have to fight for his wife, because every movie needs Reed fighting for his wife, because Sue's too good for him.
You think so?
I know so. She's the best. Sue Storm is the best mother and wife that a man could ever have, and no man is good enough for her. Henry does not try hard enough.
Okay.
And
I'll
he's
keep that in
lucky.
mind.
He's lucky that she loves him.
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure. Especially the way he was acting in this movie, right?
What a dick. Girl, you're
Okay.
like the prettiest, smartest person on the planet. What are you doing?
Uh-huh. So guess what, Becca? Speaking of
What?
movies that take themselves way too seriously,
Oh, no.
are boring, lifeless,
No.
not fun. Next episode, we're going to review Superman Returns! Woo! With Brandon Routh. Directed by Bryan Singer.
I refused to see this when it came out.
Really?
I
How
did
come?
not. I have never seen it.
Are you serious?
I have never seen Superman Returns.
Oh my god. Okay. Well,
This is
you
like
know
the
what?
first time we're doing a movie that I've never seen that's like a
That's
real movie.
shocking.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know what? Why don't you save your reasons for the actual review next time, okay?
I'm sure people can guess, but yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I
So
will. But I'm excited.
We do record these episodes somewhat out of order, but our next episode chronologically will be Superman Returns. So be sure to join us. I own it only because I have the box set that includes Superman Returns, and I never watch it. I always rewatch the first 4 and then skip this one.
Oh, it has all 5?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. Why? I know. But yes, be sure to join us next week. I want to thank Bex Luther for joining me. You can find all of our episodes on YouTube or at comicbooksyndicate.com. And until the next time, see you later.